me, I have experienced being beaten like a thief. Nilikuwa na meno mingi. Watu walinipiga hadi meno zikatoka. Oh no. So I went to his pharmacy and I told him, and he told me, come in the evening, saa 11, you get treated. Then I went. Then he injected me sleeping medicine. I found him dressing up. What hurt me is when I had rumors that doctor had HIV. That was what tortured me mentally. Ilikuwa tu chemist hapo chini. Daktari akasema, this lady is pregnant and the baby is dead. That is the day I realized I was pregnant.
5 months later.
Yes.
Greetings, Tuko family. My name is Lily Aisha and welcome to yet another episode of Tuko Talks. Today I'm in the space of one beautiful lady. I've met her just a couple of weeks ago and I can really tell that she's a girl with a very nice heart. It's very rare to find that in Nairobi because things are fake. But here we are in her space. She's invited us to her home and she wants us to listen to her story because people go through a lot. Social media can make you believe that life is good, life is fun. But behind the fun and the good things, people can actually come out and say that they've gone through so much. So without further ado, I'll let my guest introduce herself, tell us a bit about herself, and then we can carry on with knowing her story.
Okay, my name is Becky Akinyi Ayuago. Those are my full names. I'm Alua, 25 years old. I am independent. I work online. I am born and I'm from Nyanza province, from Suba, like in Homa Bay County. Yes, and now I'm in Nairobi.
Hustling.
Yeah. Hustling.
Nairobi is the city of hustling.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we can just get to know maybe where you said you were born in Suba. You can explain to us a bit about your childhood, school,
Yeah, I'm born from Suba. I am a class 6 dropout. Funny.
Funny?
Yeah, funny because people don't believe that. And my sister was born. I was born in a very, very, very decent background where there is nothing at all. No shelter. There was shelter, but not enough for kids to live here because I was raised by a single parent.
You're the firstborn?
No, I'm the secondborn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have a big brother, which is step. Same dad, different mother. Okay. So when he was over 20 years and I was only 7 years, it really, I went through a lot in that village. I used to pee in bed. It's normal for children to do that. Yeah. And also it's like from the family, something like that. And my brother used to really beat me because of that. And he used to like flog me. And if you ask why, he would be like, she peed in bed. Who does that? She's old to do that. She's old enough not to pee on the bed. So that was the excuse. Because the beating was too much. Where someone will beat you like a grown-up child and you're just a small child. Yeah. So when he started sleeping with me and threatening me with a knife that if I tell anyone, because the only person I could tell was my mother.
Your mother, yeah.
Yes, and my mother was never there. She woke up in the morning and go for work. Like not work like she's employed, like in easy kazi ndogo ndogo. And then anatoka 6 anarudi saa 4 usiku. So meaning the whole day tuko na huyu kijana si ndio hapa. And then he started sleeping with me and threatening me, and sometimes he will tell me, if I do this tomorrow I won't beat you up, if you, just in case umekojoa sitakuchapa. So he did that until I turned 9 years.
For 2 years, this man was doing this to you, with no one else knowing.
No one else did. I didn't tell anyone because I was scared. And again, when my cousins came, like, I don't know how to call them because mama yao na babangu ni brothers, like wamezaliwa tumbo moja, so they are cousins.
They are cousins,
yeah. And they were like the same age with this guy, with this my step brother. They came. I was feeling so bad when my brother was doing that because I was dying inside as a child and I was not telling anyone. And these guys, I thought when they came, like nilikuwa na feel nimepata usaidizi sasa, tuko at least kuna watu. Kumbe these people also had bad intention. So there is this time we had the one, unazo nyumba za zamani zenye zilikuwa kona 4. Yeah. So as yetu ilibomoka na huko nyuma, na kulikuwa na dirisha moja huko. So the older one will ask me to sit down, wanakuchapa, wanakuambia toa nguo, wanakuchapa wakikwambia utoe nguo. And then they're asking you to sit down on the floor, spread your legs.
Oh my God.
And then the boko yenye wanakuchapa now, they put it in your private part, and they also beat you up. You know, and just know my dad died when my mom was too young, and she couldn't say anything, like, and then I didn't tell her too because I was scared, so I never told my mom anything like that. But then they did that once, just that time, and then they left, and after that my brother proceeded. He never stopped.
Did you have neighbors around you?
Yes, you know, kama boma, kila mtu ako kwake huko. And then mamangu ni yule mtu watu alimdharau sana. So utaambia nani? And because she had a house yenye imebomoka, vitu zenye aina nini kichwa. Like aina nyasi zingine zimeanguka, which anajiwekea peke yake. So these people, if they are good people, they could help my mom from there. So hiyo ingenipea confident ya kwenda kuambia I'm going through this and that. And also my mom stopped us from communicating to them, like, because they are evil. So tunajua watu kwanza kwetu wachawi, they're so evil. So I respected that. So I kept it in the family just like that. That was imefanyika hivyo until I'm 9. Until then we moved from then, nyumba yetu ilianguka. So hatukuwa na nyumba totally. So my mom ilibidi tu atutafute kwenye tunaenda. So tukaletwa kwa shosho. Kwa shosho ni kadem. We had to live with the grandma, and life was not even good there either. Nilikuwa na shida ya kukojoa. It's not my fault. It's from my dad.
Like it's a hereditary thing.
Yes.
Okay.
But I am glad it stopped.
It stopped.
Yes. So even my grandma was not happy that I was doing that. So she never liked me at all. And she was so fond of my big sister than me. She liked my big sister than me. So my uncle came, and the wife gave birth. So walikuwa nataka msichana kwenda kuishi nao. Na unajua familia, kama kwenu mama yako hana pesa, nyinyi ni maskini, na kuna yule mtu rich in the family and they need help, ni wewe unatolewa enda ukae nao walindie watoto because of no money, you're poor, you know, obviously you need help. So I went and lived with my uncle in Kisii.
Okay.
And I started going to school in St. Joseph Nyabururu Primary. And my uncle's wife is the worst. She was flocking me. Inaona mtoto ukichapa na easy wire charger ama wire stima inabaki line.
It's painful.
It's very painful. She used to flog me. She used to flog me. You know, alikuwa na mtoto, na unajua mtoto mwenye anatembea na ama anatembea na mkono, obviously the baby becomes so touchy, anaguzaguza kila kitu. So this my uncle's wife akikuja kwa nyumba na apate kuna kitu imeharibika, and I say it's the baby, she won't know you are lying. Ni wewe umefanya, na she will flog you. So to cut the story short, the beating, I don't like being beaten because
it's painful.
Because nimepigwa kutoka utoto na bro huko, the beating was too much for me. And then nikikuja huku nadhani nimekuja town tena napata na kupigwa. So I had to go missing.
Oh, you just ran away.
So mimi acha tu nipotea. So because I was going to school the last time, now sasa nikipotea nilikuwa natoka kwa nyumba, waliama kwenye tulikuwa naishi, nikapelekwa daraja 2 primary, so tulikuwa close to school. But that day I was supposed to go to school. I have school uniform and shoes and everything, full uniform. Anko amenunulia, hataki nivae uniform, nivae sijui open shoes, sijui zake za red. So I was like, this is bad. Acha nitumie ujanja. So nimebeba viatu zangu za shule kwa bag, na nikavaa open zenye nataka. Na kidogo nasikia tu, hebu leta hiyo bag, ni kama hata umeiba juice.
Aye.
So I'm like,
this is your auntie now.
That's my aunt. So I'm like, okay. But you know, my body, I was already shaking because I know that she's going to get the shoes in the bag and she will beat me up. And I said, okay. So that while I was a little bit older, because I stayed with my grandma and went to primary school around grandma's area. So she started like complaining, why did you don't respect me? Why would you take a shoe without my permission and all of that? And she flogged me and asked me not to go to school. You know, Kisi is called. Akaniambia uoshe manguo za mtoto na utoe uniform, uende living room uwashie mtoto wangu TV, akuja hapa uoshe vyombo. That is how I exit. Akasema cause kwa living room kuna door ya kwa nyumba. So nikavaa slippers yangu kubwa nikapotea nazo. Then I went missing. Then I found someone that knows my mom. Then akanipeleka kwa mamangu. Nikasema mimi I will never live with any relative. I cannot. Let me stay here with my mom and I'm used to this. Besides, when I was in the village, I was like my mom's mother. There's a time she got so sick that I had to be the one taking care of her. So I'm used to this poverty thing, you know. So I went back to my mom. We started living there with mom. She took me back to school in primary, and started going to school. Then I started getting sick. Tulikuwa tunaishi kwa hizo nyumba za mabati. You know them. It's just a one house ya matope, flani matope hizo zote. Then story, unajua Nyanza province watu kuna lake ya kuanika omena. Yes. Sasa hizo omena tulikuwa tunakota yenye imeanguka chini. So ndio sometimes we help mom. Sometimes we feed ourselves. Sometimes those are the money we help mom to pay our pesa za shule ndogo, you know. So nikasoma hapo, then I got sick. I used to pass out a lot. Nilikuwa na ugonjwa ingine yenye inakuja tu inaniangusha chini na pass out na kuwa so gone for 30 minutes without knowing anything. So that one really affected my schooling and everything. And then my mom was really trying to get me treated, you know. So I stopped going to school for some time now. Then when I got better, I wanted to go back to school again. And then I started going to school. My mom went missing. Mama akatuacha kwa rental houses. So like obviously for almost a year.
Oh my God.
Of course, there is no way you will leave your children in a rental house for almost a year without paying rent. Yeah. Because the owner is going to ask you to leave. So our landlady asked us to leave, and we had nowhere to go to. But before tutolewe tumeka hapo sana. Before like alisympathize na sisi. Tumekota omena tulecha kwenda shule, tunakota omena to feed ourselves. And then so the last moment, we were asked out to leave, and we had nowhere to go to. Then our neighbor akatuambia, since you guys have nowhere to go to, come over and live with me. Now we went to live with her, but she treated us like her house girls,
of course.
So we were overworking. We skipped going to school, and she said she was going to take us back to school and all of that. And my brother was overworking, and just like I say, I don't like being mistreated. And then sister yake alikuja, so sister yake akaanza kuwa so bitter with me. Then nikatoka hapo, mimi sasa I became a chokora in that town for some time. And when I was a chokora, I had a friend that was my classmate. Tulikuwa tunasoma na yeye class moja, same decks. She was my friend. One day she asked me what the problem is. I told her, and they said, "Oh, why don't you come and live with us instead?"
At this point, At this point, you've already left.
Yeah, the woman at the house where we were. Yeah. Yes,
you've left your siblings there.
To just my brother. Other siblings were not. It was my brother, I, and my big sister. My big sister is in Kisumu with my uncle, and there is another one. The last one by then, she was home with the grandma.
Okay. So, and when your mom had left for this 1 year, did you ever try to reach out kwake kumtafuta?
Yes, the phone was not going through, nothing.
So you had no idea how to find her? I had
no idea how to find her at all. So I told my friend, and then she told me, why don't you come and live with us? I live with the doctor, this and that and this. I say, okay, if you talk to him, no problem. Then she talked to him, the guy agreed, then I moved there. Then nilikuwa nimebarikiwa na shape mzuri, I thank God. And then this doctor was so attracted to what I have in my body. And he started touching me. First night when I slept at his house, he started touching me. Remember, my ribs stopped when I was when I left my brother. When I moved to this area now. Kisi, I was never molested or anything, just beating from my aunt. And then when I came to, when my mom moved and left us, then what started happening then? So this doctor started touching me when I was sleeping. And ili kama nyumba moja hivi imekatwa tu na wall moja, huku ni kitchen na watoto wake wanalala huku na msichana, na mimi nalala kwa kiti, na hii kiti ni living room na ni bedroom hapa living room. Sasa unajua hizo nyumba zinakatwa na curtain, sasa ni curtain tu natoa hivi na uko kwa living room.
Amekushika.
He started touching me, so I'm like, you know, if you continue this I'll just shout when people come. And then he stopped. Then I got sick because I went back to school with that girl. Then I got sick. I had malaria. Then the teacher asked me, you know what, go back home and get treated and come back to school. Then he has a pharmacy, and he was working also in a big hospital. So I went to his pharmacy and I told him, and he told me, come in the evening, saa 11, you get treated. Then I went. Then he injected me sleeping medicine. Then he did whatever he wanted to do. He did it once and second time. So the second time when I found out, and because I was not dressed yet.
Oh.
Yes, the second time. I found him dressing up. Then I asked. Then he said, like he's like something that ni kama mtu amekufanyia kitu na una revenge. So he was doing it kiumadharau.
But you didn't know he was injecting you sleeping pills.
I didn't know until that moment when I woke up. I found myself naked and he's dressing up.
Oh, umedhani unadungwa dawa ya malaria. Wow.
So when I dressed up and I went back home, went back to the house, he realized that I noticed. Then I asked the girl, kwani daktari amekuwa kilala na wewe? Yeah, but why didn't you tell me you're going through this? Why didn't you share with me?
Yeah.
Because I was still waiting to close school. Besides, when we close to school, I'm going back to my family. I said, okay, but you should have told me. I wanted you to experience yourself.
Experience?
Okay. Then, of course, I had no one to tell.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to go to the police. And this is what things that I think twice. I'm like, if I go to the police, this guy has enough money to give the police. And also he told me that if I go to the police, I'm the one going to lose. Besides, no, my mom is not there. I have no relative.
Nobody.
Yeah, in that area, nobody is going to like tolerate me. So I have to live with it. What hurt me is when I had rumors that doctor had HIV. That was what tortured me mentally. Then
you had the room. Oh my God, that's a lot.
Yes.
You had the rumors where
people were saying that he has HIV.
Had you left at that point, or you were still living with him?
When we are still living. So, you know, of course, when something like that happened, I wanted to know more about him and everything. And then this guy also told me, you know, that people are saying that he's sick. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that this doctor is taking advantage of you and all of this? And
even worse, he could be having HIV.
Yes, and also you've had rumors that he's sick. Then she said she wanted me to experience. So I said, okay. I have experience already. So when we closed school, she said that she's going back to her village. I said, hell no, you're not leaving me here. We're going with you in your village. Then I went with her to her village. Then, God, another worst happened in her village. I don't know what's wrong with women, but women should change. When you're a friend with someone, keep the friendship real. I went with her to her village, and she started telling people I'm a chokora, I'm a street kid. And she picked me up, she's helping me, we are homeless. And you know, everybody in that village knew that about me, that I'm just a picked friend or something like that. And this girl started disrespecting me, and his brother started sleeping with me. And then one day I have anger issue. This, like I said, I was over. When I say it like this, I start shaking. I'm like, if I take something, I hate this guy. Sitaki kuoa mtu kwao. I rather leave. So I was looking for a bag to pack my stuff, to pack my stuff and leave instead. Let me just go back and become a street kid the way I was instead of all this.
And you, when the brother is taking advantage of you, how long had you stayed uko ushago kwao?
For like 2 months.
Oh.
Yeah.
So alikuwa amefanya you for a long time.
Yeah.
It was just once ukasema sikae hapa.
No, he did it twice. Yes. So and then I said, if you are doing this because you people are helping me out, then I can go, you know. And when Dr. raped me, I got pregnant and I didn't know.
Oh no.
I didn't know. That's how dumb I was. I was 15 years.
You're a young girl.
I didn't know anything. I didn't know what's my date of period or anything. So don't forget, nikiwa huku niko na mimba. Hata hii rape ya brother yake niko na mimba na sijui. So I packed my stuff in any bag. I found a bag there and I packed my stuff and I wanted to leave. And then she saw me. You know, in Nyanza province, hata hapa Nairobi, mtu akipiga tu mwizi, you're done. Yeah. Just count yourself dead. Count yourself that wewe umeisha. So this girl, she started shouting that I'm a thief, that I stole the bag. Me, I have experienced being beaten like a thief. Nilikuwa na meno mingi. Watu walinipiga hadi meno zikatoka.
Oh no.
Yeah, those people beat me up. You know, young boys, they are young upcoming men, around 24, 23 hapo. Walinipiga vibaya sana, and then I couldn't even feel pain anymore. I was just numb. And then they told me to pack my stuff and go, and they helped me pack my stuff in a transparent polythene and asked me to leave. So I was struggling moving because my body is so dead. Mwili yangu imekufa. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to move. I keep on struggling, and then nikifika hapo kwa njia huko mbele, unajua huko hakukuwa na maji, specific place yenye unaenda unachota maji. So walikuwa wanachota maji, hizi maji zimekusanya, wanachota, wanaweka dawa, inakuwa safi, wanatumia. So there was this rich woman, alikuwa anaishi tu next to their home. She was cleaning clothes. She saw me. And I said, hi Becky, hi, where are you going? She had me crying. So she thought someone died around there. So she thought that I was one of the people that are going to the funeral. And then akiangalia vizuri, usi ni Becky. Of course she had had news and stories about me because this girl, yeah. Kwani unaenda wapi unalia? And then it was, nani amekupiga hivi? And then I told her what happened. Then she took me to her house. Then she gave me first aid. I told her everything that happened. And I was still pregnant. And I don't know. And then she took me in. And they say, why don't you stay with me until you hear a way about your mother? And she gave birth to boys. Alikuwa bibi wa pili. And the big wife alikuwa na vijana pia wakubwa. This is what pissed me off. This was hard to me. In this home, there is 4 sons, and Dad was working outside. And these sons, I was sleeping in the kitchen. They started sleeping with me. In one night, one of them could come one after the other, and all of them don't know. Huyu anakuja, anafanya mitindo zake, anaenda. Mwingine anakuja, anafanya vitu zake, anaenda. So walikuwa na time yao ya kukuja. And I couldn't tell anyone because who is going to believe me? Nasaidiwa pia. I'm chokora. And then the husband came from where he went to work. When he came, he also joined the group. So a man and his children are having sex with me in one night. Kila moja anakuja akienda kila moja. So the worst one was the dad, because the dad kept on saying, oh, just stay here, be my last wife, and you know, I'm going to build you a house somewhere there. I'm like your daughter. In fact, karibu nikuwe granddaughter, because he has big, to this bigger son was married.
And he's still doing what he's doing.
So I'm like, mimi ningekuwa hata granddaughter, because He was an old man with a big belly. Then this woman took me back to school in that village, and I was going to school in class 6. And then there was a teacher in that school that really liked me a lot. And then I was still pregnant when I was going through all this sex thing. And I still don't know. I was so dumb. And then I didn't tell anyone, even the teachers. I didn't, because I was even, before I do something, I'm thinking about it. If I tell this person, of course, this thing is going to spread. And then to tell the people that I'm living with, and they're going to ask me to leave, especially the women. Like, you're sleeping with our husband. Go. You're the problem. You're the problem. And then I left. Then I went back to mom. Of course, you know your child. My mom told me, like, umenona? Kumbe nimenona ni mimba. Na ni shida. Nimenona juu ya shida. And then, wewe siko na umenona hivi ulikuwa unasikia tu vizuri. No, ni shida. So what amazed my mom, singefanya kazi ngumu sana. If I overwork, I pass out. So she, okay, my child was sick. Kwami ile ugonjwa imerudi, ugonjwa ilini stop. So she took me to the hospital, chemist. And then this is what mom did that hurt me. The doctor told her that I was pregnant, and she never told me.
So even after going through all this, you still don't know?
I still don't know. So my mom changed attitude. She started shouting at me. She's so bitter. I'm like, mamangu hajai kuwa bitter hivi. Kwani what happened? Sasa tukitembea hivi, uko na ugonjwa mwingine hapa mbele yenye kiendelea utaenda shule. I'm like, what is that? Kwani do I have HIV? Did that doctor affected me? No, it's not HIV. Just know you are very, very sick. So I'm like, hey, I'm very, very sick and I don't know what it is. I was singing in a choir. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. The whole family. We were supposed to go for some singing group in Nakuru. So my mom gave me 500 shillings. She said, take 200, give your brother, take 300. Mimi nikachukua pesa yote, nikapiga bro, nikamlokea nyumba. Then my mom, we only have one brother. And my mom loved my brother so much. So my mom said, go home, I'm coming to beat you. Nikae nyumbani kuja unichape. Sina mguu. Started running. So I went to Migori town. And I don't know anyone in Migori town. And there is this woman asking me, kwani wendi nyumbani? I'm like, no, I don't have anywhere to go to. And then she left. Then another one came. She was a Tanzania woman, but she was married here in Kenya. And then she asked me, wende nyumbani? Shida iko wapi? Ambia, sina mahali pa kwenda. Unaona mvua inataka kunyesha? And then I don't know how she figured out that I was pregnant too. The funny thing, they did tell me. They're not telling me. Yes. Me personally, I don't know. And they're not telling me. So she took me in as her sister. She treated me very nice. That was the first time I was like, that was the first time being treated nice.
And when you're pregnant at this time, you're not feeling there's something weird. You're not morning sickness.
I'm just there. If I get sick, because when I was a child, I used to get sick a lot.
You think that's
so I'm like, hizi gonjwa zangu nazo, ziko hivyo. So I didn't know anything at all. So she took me in, and the husband was not comfortable with me. The husband was like liking what he was seeing, but he did not want to mess with the family. So he told the wife, I'm not comfortable with this girl here. Can you take her elsewhere? Then she took me to a friend of her, and like a house girl. Then I went there. She has 2 kids, the friend. So I was sleeping in the living room on the couch. And then this woman started accusing me of sleeping with the husband. The husband alikuwa anatoka anaenda job 6, anarudi saa 4. Yeye anaenda job saa 2, anarudi saa 4. Saa 4 mchana. So, meaning wife anaenda job mapema na anaenda job late na anarudi mapema. The husband anaenda early, anarudi late. Sinaona? So, I'm like, kwani nilikuwa ghost? I don't get it. And then kama mtu anataka blackmail, they will always push you to say something. So she started pushing me. Umekuwa kilala na baba nani? I'm like, no. Just tell me, I won't do anything. I've been there. I'm like, no, I haven't. I'm like, because the more she was pushing me, the more I get frustrated. I'm like, I just say that I haven't. No, you know, we live together here like sister. And also, she knew that I was pregnant. So I think maybe she thought I was pregnant because of maybe the husband. I don't know. I don't get it, why she was like so, I don't know. And then I said, no, I haven't. And then she answered, okay, since you're insisting, yes, I slept with your husband. So she, unaona kitambo kulikuwa na hizi rolling za chapati za zamani. Hizi mzito. Achana na za sahi are very light. So hiyo rolling ya chapo, she hit my belly here. And she killed the baby. Alichapa tu mbili, a strong one. And then the baby died, but I didn't bleed. I just passed out. Ilikuwa tu chemist hapo chini ya center. Tukaenda, daktari akasema, this lady is pregnant and the baby is dead. That is the day I realized I was pregnant.
5 months later.
Yes. Then, and the baby is dead, and if you people don't do something very fast, the baby will die. She will die because the baby is already dead. So you have to do something very fast. So another doctor came, akanipeleka in a delivery room and asked me, if you feel like you want to push something, hata siku mungoja amalize hiyo maneno yake. And then the water came out. I'm like, hadi nikapumua. So I was like, kwani ni maji ilikuwa inaniuma hivyo. That is how dumb I was.
But you're young, you don't know these things.
So the doctor said, no, you're not done. The next part needs surgery and we don't have the machines. So you need to get to bigger hospitals where they can do you surgery. And we don't have that. And our quarter na ambulance. So wameenda kutafuta hizi pro box ili nipeleke hospitali. Then wakishaleta gari, it was like 2 steps to the car. And then I was lying back, like on my back like this, and the pain was just, I was so calm. And then when I stood up, unaona ukisimama ukiweka kitu kwa, let's say you're holding something like this, and then it fell down accidentally. That was how the baby came out.
Just poo?
Yeah, I didn't even push or anything. Ni kama niliweka kitu hapa na ikaanguka nikisimama.
Hey.
And then that one has never happened. And they took some pictures, and they say like, wow. So I saw this baby, how it was hidden, like hapa imekufa damu. Hivi that like the half of the baby here imekufa damu hivi, a full human being. So hiyo kitu nimeshinda kuifikiria all the time. I'm thinking about it. It's stuck in my head. And then nilikonda hiyo siku mpaka nikabaki kijiti. So I decided to go missing again. Sasa missing yangu hii nilikuwa natembeanga tu nikipotea.
Mwenye atakupata
nipate huko. So when I was walking hapa kwa barabara kwa Lamu, nikienda hiki side za Ndiwa. And then I feel like I was smelling. Nilikuwa na meno zingine, najua zi meno zinamea na juu. Nilikuwa nazo, alafu nilikuwa na brown teeth. I was looking so terrible. So and also sijaoga 2 days. Then nikapita, so I was like walking down the Lam, kulikuwa na bridge hapo, na some houses ilikuwa hapo chini. There was a doctor that was, alikuwa unatoa maji kwa kisima hivi, and then he saw me. I don't know what that guy saw in me, but I was so dirty and smelling. He was like, hello. I was looking like that and very local, but the English and Swahili that I was speaking, you cannot. And then he was like, hi, yes. Are you sure you're talking to me? Yes, I'm talking to you. Can we have a minute, like, at least? I'm like, okay. Then I'm like, I don't know why men start talking, becoming so sweet, and then at the end they become like animals. And then I went, like, I was so thirsty, I was angry, I was dirty, all of that. Like, unakaa ni kama unataka maji. Yeah, he gave me water. He said, do you want to you eat something? Yes. He gave me food. He cooked some githeri, akakaranga vizuri, and some nice tea. And I took, and okay, tell me about you, where you going? I'm going to heaven. Heaven, watu wanaenda straight. Wewe yako ni gani? I'm like, because I don't know the way, I have to find it. And then he said, okay, because you are dirty and you can't go to heaven like this. Go to the shop. Yeah, can I wash your clothes? And what will I wear? You know, kitu nilifikiria tu, huyu pia anataka ku have sex.
Because it's something that you've seen.
It's been happening to me. I'm like, huyu pia anataka ku have sex. He want to wash my clothes and then what will I wear? Like, no, don't worry about that one. I'll give you mine. He gave me his big clothes and he went to the store and get me new dress. And I slept at his place because it was late. Nguo zangu zilikata kukauka. What made me start dating this guy is I slept with him in his house, in his bed, and he never touched me the whole night until morning. And then he went to work, and after work he came back in the evening, and he left me money to take care of myself, which I didn't use. And we started talking, and he asked me out, can you be my girlfriend since you're not going to heaven anymore? I said, yeah, okay, why not? Besides, I don't know where I'm going to.
At what age are you at this point?
I think I was 18, 17, I don't know. I don't know. And then we started dating. And then you remember, my mom don't know where I am again. So I stayed with him for almost a month without going back home. Then he asked me, why don't you go back home and tell your mom that you are in a relationship, a serious one? And I went back home and I told my mom, and the guy asked me to be his wife. And became a womanizer and very selfish. He will give you 100 shillings and expect change. And anataka nyama na ugali na 100, anasema umerudi na kambao hapo. I'm like, bro, are you serious? So I'm like, okay, this is too much, but I had to live like that. So the worst thing is he was beating me too. If you want me to hate you and to live your life, start beating me. Yeah, they started beating me. Sasa yake ilikuwa worst. Anaweza nipiga nje, anivurute, my neighbor will be watching me and all of that. It was so disrespectful, and everyone was just looking down on me like I don't know, you know. All his colleagues just knew like I don't know, mimi ni mzigo wake wa kupiga kila siku.
At the age of 17, you have gone through so much.
Yes.
So much, still very young.
And then he went for seminar. I told him I'm going for the seminar for 1 week, and the seminar was only for some 2 days. And it took like a whole week. I'm like, bro, where have you been the whole week? 1 week, he gonna 7 days. So where have you been? And then he left without calling, nothing. He didn't even leave money behind. So he was cheating, obviously, you know. And then when he came back, it was Valentine's Day. He brought me some shoes. Happy Valentine. I'm like, okay. Then the last day he touched me, I told him, I'm sorry to say this, but he was not even good in bed at all. I'm sorry.
I wasn't expecting
no, but
that.
That's true. It wasn't. It was not. It was very poor, and I don't get it. So the last I said to my heart, because nilichosha hata makolleagues zake, kila saa nikipigwa naenda kwao, kila saa naenda makwao, wanakuja wana solve issue, kesho unapigwa tena. So I'm like, this is so much for me. And my mom, when I went to her and I told her that I'm married and this is my guy and all of that, my mom told me, don't come back to my home, Uki, wachana na huyo. Since my mom already ni kama alini disown, I have nowhere to go to from here. So just in case nimeachana na huyu, let me sort myself out.
Go down to heaven.
Yes, I have to find heaven. So this is what happened. He started like this beating. The last time he beat me, I tried very hard to get into his phone. He was talking to a lot of women. Then I got, there is one of them there, and they were having a lot of conversation, and I took her number and I talked to her. I'm so and so. Did you know? Say, okay, I didn't know. Okay, this and that. And I made sure that we become friends with her. I was not going to fight her. I didn't sign for that. I just I wanted help, and I wanted someone that was not living around where we were. And then she told me she was in Kisumu. I said, okay, can you find me a job in Kisumu? I don't care whatever they share with this guy. That's none of my business. I just want to go, you know, because my body is more important. And then she said, okay, yeah, sure. Can you find me a job? Can I come and live with you? She said, yes. Okay, can you get me a job? She said, no. You can come and get a job by yourself. You know, at that point, hata sikufikiria this lady can do anything bad to me. I was so done. I was like, whatever happened, I'll just, yes. Then I went. Then I started living with her. I started working as a house help in Kisumu. I worked as a house help. I was being paid 6,000 per month. And then I loved my mom. I know she was never there for me. She has never been there for me. She was there for me when she gave birth to me and breastfed me. That's it. But I love her. Whatever money I get from my house help work, I make sure that it goes to her with shopping. I make sure. Anytime I receive my salary, I send it to her or I do shopping for her. So until I lost my job, then I went back home and I told her everything. And she said, okay, the fact that my mom loved money and shopping, she just had to keep me. And then she started again the attitude of why are you home and all of that thing. And then I'm like, since my mom is going to start the drama again, let me find myself somewhere to live. And then nobody laughed. I never had a boyfriend for after that time. Never had a boyfriend.
Up to date.
Up to date. Physical boyfriend. I tried, but everybody was looking at my school level. What do I do for a living? The fact that people from that area know that I'm just a class 6 dropout, and again, I'm just a commoner. We live in nyumba za mabati. Who want to talk to you? And nobody want to stand and see that you're talking to Becky. So I never had a boyfriend. So I had a friend. I used to lie that I was in university school. I was in just Jaramogi Oginga University. Yeah, I had a friend that was studying there as she was doing English literature. And then I went to her and she hosted me. And then I was also one of the students, Though I'm not in class, but I'm around the compound of the school. So everybody asked me, what's your name? Okay. I'm also second year. I would lie. I'm like, besides, I deserve to be loved. But at the end of the day, nobody fell in love with me. Nobody loved me. So after that, this lady, she was taking care of me. That was too much. I said, can you find me a job anywhere? Yes, I have a sister in Nairobi. Can she? And then she asked me, what job can you do? I said, any job, anything. Can you work as a house girl? Yes. Besides, I've already, yes. And then she connected me with the sister. I don't know if you've heard of a Jiridada initiative project.
A Jiridada?
Yes. It was here in Nairobi. And then that lady, the sister, connected me with them. I went for a whole month. We graduated. We studied for a whole month like a boarding. Then we graduated. Then when we were done, I was going back to this lady. And she said, I'm not in Nairobi anymore. So tumemaliza graduation, kila mtu anachukuliwa kwenda kwa mimi niko hapo. Nobody is picking me up. There is this woman, she picked me. I wish I know her name. I wish I know where she lives. She picked me up and she said, since hauna mahali pa kwenda, si twende na wewe. She took me to Kibra. I lived with her in Kibra for some days. I started doing my hizo kazi za nini tena hivyo za kuuza chai and all of that. And after kuuza chai nikaacha job juu nilianguka nikiwa job. Then ambulance ikakuja ikanichukua, nikapewa first aid and all of that. Then I was stopped from touching water. So niko kwa nyumba na sina job. Then one of the teachers that were training us in a Jiridada had my number. He go, hi Becky, hi. You have a job? No. You still looking for a job? Yes. What type of job? Anything I can do. I thought I'm going to pay another house girl job. Say, okay. When you're desperate for a job, you can go for anything. Yeah. Say, okay. I will connect you with someone in Utawala and blah, blah, blah. And go and talk to her. And then he connected me. And then I went. She was a lady. We had a talk. And that's how I started my online job. I didn't know how it works. I'm just seeing hold your ID, take pictures with your face and holding the ID and all of that, I started living that, started working, and the work is all about you entertain men. You entertain men by getting naked. You show what you got. And men, it's just like going on a TikTok or on Instagram live, and where people chat and you see the messages and you don't know these people. Yeah. But you block Kenya first of all.
You've blocked Kenya?
Yes, seriously, because our Kenya people, they don't know this thing and they can bully you to the fullest. They don't care, So when I started working, I didn't know all about it, but I started catching up. So when you work there, number one, you get naked. You show, you have to have that confidence.
Is your face being seen?
Yes, of course. You signed for that, and they took your identity, which is your ID.
Oh,
yes, and nobody else can be seen in that camera except you. Which mtu mwingine akikuwa add up unless ID yake pia iko added up in the profile.
So it's a serious business.
Yes, a very serious one. Which if I'm working online and then you pass and you're not added, wewe umeniharibia tu account, I'm cancelled. I have to fix it.
What?
Yes. So I started working like that with the thing, and I become much more open with it. And as I was saying, I'm just a class 6 dropout, but I'm making a lot of money out of this because my first salary was 20,000 or 30,000. that was the first time nimeshika pesa kubwa kwangu. And I did send that money to my mother. And then I got another money, and you meet people there. You meet people that are so caring. A lot of women get married from that side.
Really?
Yeah, you meet someone that likes you. Oh, why are you doing the job? Do you wish to leave? Yes. Oh, if I take you out, will you like that? Yes. Then there are people from another country, not Kenya. Yeah. So if you I block Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, these close countries, and so I associate with the people from the other side. Yes. Do you want to leave? Okay. And you cannot enjoy doing that job unless you have confidence that you're like, some people do it for fun because they don't have people that love them. Some people like, I am alone in this world. Some people like, it's because of my condition. So for me, it's because of my condition. I am a class 6 dropout, which I don't know where are class 6 people being employed. I've never seen. And also, nobody loved me anyway. I didn't have a boyfriend. So I started working like that. That's how the job has been.
Up to date.
But I've not been working for some time. I quit for some. I've taken a break for almost like a month now since I left.
Why?
Because my account got issued. It got banned.
Oh.
I don't know, because they needed some verification. I did the verification with my passport, and I think there was a stain on my passport, and they thought that was a fake one. So, but
you're working on it.
Yeah, so now I've been like, okay, it's there. But I have someone that I met there, someone that understand me and know that Becky does not enjoy doing this, And if I had another option of getting a job that pay good money like that one, I'd run going for it.
So you have a boyfriend outside, not in the country, and he takes care of you as you live here.
Yeah, he takes care of me a lot.
So even the money he gives you is still enough for you to take care of your siblings and your mother?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes, because since I stopped working, I stopped working, it's been a month. And he's been the one giving out the money.
Even the rent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's that's good, and I like it. But I'm just praying nothing happens. you know, if you depend on someone, you will be like, what if something
You're
happens?
always wondering, hey, what if something...
What if he gets sick? What if he stopped working?
What if he finds someone else?
Yeah, what if no, he's not going to find someone else.
It's just you.
It's just me.
Oh, Becky.
Yes.
Well, I think you've gone through a lot, honestly, at such a young age, because when you started, you said you're 25. So for me, seeing one from the age of 1 to the age of 25, that's a lot you've gone through.
Yeah.
A lot. And I would tell you I'm very sorry for that, because going through rape is not easy.
Yeah, it's not. My video was leaked.
Yeah.
Yeah, when my video was leaked, if it would be someone else, angejiua.
Because it's a lot. That's the whole world looking at you in your most vulnerable.
Yes. And then people shared that video to my area, and muta lenisha di mamangu church. So that was how worst it was. And people, I was in this house myself. I was overgoing, like my head. I was so overthinking a lot of things, And I just said, I'm going to swallow this and come out with this. I don't care what people are saying. And I started talking about sex and how it works. And besides, all of us, we are here because of sex. Our parents are having sex, that's why we're here.
That's something we never want to think about.
Yes. How Adam and Eve did this, We are also doing it. It's something very common. And a lot of people around the world are rich out of sex. You've seen porn stars have so much confidence doing their job because they know what they are getting there.
Out of it,
also, in Kenya, tell me where there is a good job for someone like me.
With no papers.
Yes. And also, even if you have papers, it's not easy.
Are still struggling.
If you get a job, you have to have connection in Kenya. You want a good job, do you have connection? Do you know big people? I don't. Then you have to wait. That's why a lot of our girls are going out there, Saudi Arabia, and being maltreated. Some are getting married to old wazungu. You know what I'm saying? So they can get a life.
Sustainability.
Yes. Yeah. And my mom said, I'm praying for you to get a better job. I'm like, don't forget I'm a class 6 dropout too. And where am I going to get a better job? And then she said, I'm just praying for you. I'm like, okay, I am now okay. You know, when you tell someone that you feel like you cannot tell everything and you finally tell them, you feel so relieved.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm done now. So anybody can say whatever they want to say. After all, we are all trying to survive.
Oh, Becky again. That's a lot you've gone through, and I mean, the confidence that I see in you is out of this world, despite what you've gone through.
Yeah.
I know there's going to be a lot of backlash on you, because people are, like you're saying, when people are telling you what you're doing, but I mean,
I'm used to it.
You're used to it.
Yes.
And I'm sorry that it gets very toxic on social media. And I think people just need to understand everyone has a different background, everyone has a different lifestyle, everyone has a different life. So you don't know what's going on. I always say I choose to understand someone, because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
you can't be a judge, you can't be Jesus, you can't be Satan, you can't be, just be human and understand.
You know, Lily, a lot of people are doing a lot of terrible things out here. It's only that they've not been seen.
Yeah, they've not leaked.
They've not leaked. And my case is not, I wasn't even having sex with anyone. I was having pleasure with myself. I was touching myself. I was having time with myself, no man. It's not like we're doing it like
because
we like it. No, we don't do it because we want it. We do it because we have to do it to survive. If you steal, you're going to be killed. Yeah. So when ni mwizi, tuna struggle, luku nje wewe unatuiba, they kill you.
Thank you very much, so much for having us in your place and for being very open and candid. It's not easy to speak about such things, and you know, reliving this, I could see the points tears wanted to come on your eyes, and you're stopping yourself. Yeah, I know it's a lot on you, and I will again, I'm telling you, I'm very sorry for the past that you've gone through, but the future is what we can create. We leave the past and we create what the future has for us.
Exactly.
Yeah, so thank you very much again.
I'd like to advise women. Because of what happened to me, it's because of my mom. She did not give me shoulder to lean on. If you're a woman, you have a daughter of young age, whatever age the girl is, just give this child your mind, your ear, the shoulder to lean on, everything. Because girls go out there, they go through a lot. Now, secretly, maybe the parents wamewaacha. You know, maybe she did something and you are hiding it from her. Tell her, and then you can be free with her. And a lot of your girls are struggling out here. So parents, give your girls shoulder to lean on. Me, if just because I have a child, all the shoulders. And yeah, keep it real with your children. So yeah.
That was Becky's story. And I mean, Becky, I think you can tell us how we can find you on social media.
Oh, on Instagram is Becky Akinyi24. And TikTok is Becky Akinyi still, yes. Actually, I have the same profile picture as Instagram, Facebook, Becky Akinyi. I have a YouTube channel. I wanted to talk about this story, but because of I have a mental issue. Now I'm working on myself to heal. I have not been posting yet, but I have on my YouTube channel is Becky Aliwango. Yes, so those are my pages.
Those are your platforms.
Yeah.
All right. Again, thank you very much, guys, for being with us. Remember, if you do want to share your stories, you can reach out to us on the emails provided below. And yeah, do subscribe to our channel, of course, for this and more content. And always remember that this is a space for you to be able to heal. I feel, maybe, I don't know, Becky can tell us, but she's felt a bit less of the mental space that you're in. You're feeling a bit relieved because of talking. Talking is,
I'm more better. I've been having so much energy than last month was worst, but but this month I think I'm
getting better,
more better, and I was going to go to get therapy, something like that. Yes, I don't know if it helps, but
try.
I think I need
it's
one,
good to try.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it's been real. Thank you very much, guys. Until next time, do enjoy the rest of your time. My name is Lilesha. Bye.